So you want that strategy. I'm going to record this. All right, so this is, I'm going to do two strategies. I talked about the black-white, black and blue, I call it. Save that. Let's do the husband-wife. It could work in any state, but for the sore loser states, and if you don't know what that is, sore loser laws are what keep some candidates from running twice. If you're in a state with a sore loser law, they're trying to keep someone, and we're not sure if this is constitutional, but it seems to be effective. Keep some people who would like to run in a primary, and then after losing, run against the same opponent again in the general election. Most states allow this. The ones that call themselves sore loser states disallow it. Here's my way somewhat around it. Campaign with your spouse. Let your wife, who has the same name, either be your primary or your follow-on. You lose in the primary, same name, same yard sign, same name recognition for the continuation, even though it's a different person. That avoids the sore loser law. Now, I like when spouses support one another from the get-go anyway. So, in the early going, it's primary time. Husband and wife, whoever's really on the ballot, are arm in arm and facing voters. And then one of them continues if the first one loses the primary. If there's a win in the primary, very unlikely if you're in the other party, but then everything's good. You will continue, and it won't be your spouse. It will be you. Actually, it could be if she's more palatable, telegenic. It really could be a substitution, but then technically you're starting again. All right, black in blue. The strategy to have more African Americans running in blue states. I live in one. Connecticut is completely blue for 5 congressional districts, for 6 executive posts, 2 Senate seats, majority, almost 2/3 now of its state House seats, blue. Black conservatives would make a big difference. They disrupt the Democrat narrative about how the world is keeping African Americans down. They are successful and proud, which disrupts the Democrat narrative too. And it should peel away some votes. It should, at minimum, confuse media. So the pillorying they do on your typical white establishment Republican, they have a harder time doing on a black female Republican. So consider it, especially in these very blue enclaves. Is it, what's the word for it? Reverse discrimination. I don't think so. Is it affirmative action? That's the better word. It's affirmative in a good way, because black conservatives are pretty heroic people to be keeping their community aside. It's hard to go home to mom and dad and grandma, who might still be in the house, who voted Democrat for the last 16 elections, and now you're being renegade. It's hard to do, and that itself is meritorious. It's meritorious also because you know you are going to be subject to outsiders' barbs too. So on merit, I think black conservatives have merit irrespective of what their resume looks like, and their resumes are often really good too. Make sense? All right. Thanks for listening. Other questions? You want the video on? All right. End the video. I got your back. Bring it on in 20 seconds. Thank you all for listening. I'm